to our first concert of the year. Welcome to Narrows Music Society and Harbor Winds Concert Band concert entitled Winter Dances. I'm Corey Berman. I'm the president of Narrows Music Society. And I'd like to mention a couple of things before we kick off tonight. But first, a joke. So St. Peter's was interviewing and IDing people who are coming up to heaven. First guy that comes up says, "What did you do on earth?" He says, "I was a doctor." "Welcome, please go through the pearly gates." Second person comes up. "What did you do on earth?" "I was a teacher." "Come right on in, the pearly gates are right here." Third person comes up. "What did you do?" "I was a musician." "Go around back, take the freight elevator up to go through the kitchen, you're late." We get no respect, no respect. All right, first thing I want to talk about, upcoming concerts. You're gonna get one like in 3 minutes, but you know that already, you're here, welcome to all of you. Next week, and I'm mentioning this specifically because a few of us are involved, the Gig Harbor Civic Orchestra is performing next Saturday at Peninsula High School, 7 p.m. A number of people in this group are involved in that, and that's a concert entitled Orchestrating Elegance and Shenanigans. That'll be a fun and goofy little concert, so we hope to see you there. Keep a lookout on our website, narrowsmusicsociety.org, and various publications throughout town, gigabytes and whatnot, for our Young Artists Concert, which will be in March. That's going to be a very special concert, and that features select middle school and high school students from Gig Harbor High School and from Peninsula High School, and there'll be some solos involved, so that's a great concert, and it's a good way to support the community, support the arts, specifically support the young musicians around town. And then we will have another concert in May or thereabouts, getting into the swing of summer. So, with that in mind, let me talk to you a little bit about arts in the community in general. So December, I'm sure you've been hearing on the radio and whatever media that you are most attuned to, is when arts organizations kick off and get into high gear concert every week, every other week. So you get a lot of good music in the community. This group is all volunteers. You're going to hear a fantastic concert tonight, but a lot of time and a fair amount of money go into bringing you and the Gig Harbor community all of our concerts. That's not just Narrows Music Society, that's everybody you hear around town from the volunteer nonprofit organizations. Which goes to say, I hope you were able to donate as you walked in the door. If not, please consider donating as you leave. I need to do the fundraising pitch. There are lots of ways to think about donating. I've told this story before, and I apologize if you heard it. My wife and I went to a restaurant where a chef cooked dinner for his guests every night and didn't have a price for the menu. He had a big black copper pedal by the entrance, and he asked guests to put in what they thought the dinner was worth when they left, whatever reflected the value that they thought that he believed they thought he would get out of they got out of the dinner. So we did that, and it really made us think about, as we were eating, what we were enjoying and the value that we were getting, and we agreed. Amazingly, we both came up with exactly the same dollar amount when we were talking about what we wanted to put in, which was really kind of incredible. But it, you can come up with a fair value for any service or a product. So I'm going to ask you to do the same thing as you leave. Please consider the value that this concert gave you as one means of evaluating a donation. But there's another way to think about, and that's the value of arts in the community, and that's really particularly important to all of us. Even today, literally this week, the arts community is at risk of losing an important source of funding in Gig Harbor. The Gig Harbor City Council is starting to eliminate the Creative Endeavor Grant Program. That's a small budget item in an approximately $20 million budget that provides tens of thousands of dollars to the arts community, musicians, artists, writers, artisans. and the council has already indicated that they're thinking about eliminating that. On Monday night, the city council is voting on it. It's a public meeting at 5:30. And I know that at least a few people will be voicing their opinion about not eliminating the program. Whether you can be there as a supporter of the arts or not, grants are a necessary part of funding. Donations to this group in the form of these grants have supported bringing in professional performers like saxophonist Eric Steigner last year, and then a couple of years earlier, trumpeter Morris Northcutt a few years ago, other professional musicians that we plan to bring in the future. So please, if you would, donate. We don't know what the grant program will look like. You can donate through the QR code that's on the banner outside, or through the website, narrowsmusicsociety.org, or people will be, we're at the door when you come in, and we'll be there to help you out on the way out. On the way out, also, there's a reception. You probably saw the cookies and the cider, the fresh homemade cider that's here. So we hope that you will join us in the lobby after the program and have a cookie or two. And it'll be great to see you. Kick off the holiday season that way. All right, enough of that. Let's get on with this. I'm pleased to introduce our interim director for this year as Eric Swanson takes a leave of absence. As anyone I think in this group would tell you after having rehearsed with her, this woman is a force. Minna Stelzner got her bachelor's degree in music education at the University of Puget Sound and her master's degree in conducting from the University of British Columbia. She's currently with the Tacoma Youth Symphony. To bring this closer to home, Minna actually did her student teaching right here with Eric Swanson, so she's no stranger to the Gig Harbor School stage. After we get a moment to tune, please give a warm welcome to Minna Stelzner. Thank you and enjoy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our concert. We're so delighted to welcome you here to our first performance of the season. My name is Minna Stelzner, and I'm the interim director for this fine ensemble this year, and so I'm delighted to be here. We're so excited to share this program with you, as your program mentions. We've titled Winter Dances, and tonight you're going to hear a lot of really fun and festive music and all kinds of styles that kind of fit that theme, so you're in for a real treat. If you're interested in learning some more about the pieces that you're hearing tonight, and some of you may have already done this, you can scan the QR code located in your program and maybe just hop onto the school's Wi-Fi before you do that. So I understand the reception's pretty bad in here. So take a look at those. Now I'll pull up the site where you can read all about each piece and find out a little bit more. So you just heard Terpsichorean Dances by Jodie Blackshaw, which featured 3 different dance tunes from a collection of late Renaissance music. And Jodie took these tunes from like a compendium that was created by Michael Pretorius, who is this Renaissance composer and music theorist, and Jodie rearranged those tunes for band. Part of what's so fun about that piece is that the tunes that Jodie borrowed weren't necessarily always originally written for a specific group of instruments. It'll just be music with no instruments specified. So any combination of people back in the day could play it. It was like the original real book. What's really cool is that the composer got to be really creative with these different timbres and textures, which you just heard. Like asking the brass, you saw the euphoniums and tubas had to pull out their mutes. The brass got to play with a lot of different mutes, and the woodwinds kind of got to play in some different combinations. You had some really cool colors in the percussion section, including one instrument that I built myself. Do you mind, Corey, holding up the loggerphone? And yes, it really is called a loggerphone. This here instrument is nothing more than a broomstick with beer bottle caps nailed onto it. No, I didn't have to drink all of those. I got them from Amazon, thank you very much. But you can hammer them all on, and so you heard at certain points you can kind of whack it on the ground. It's kind of a cross between sort of this thump sound, and you get the jingle of like a tambourine, and so anyway, so that's pretty fun. So next we'll put that away. You'll never hear from it again, this concert. But we'll have more of a, maybe not so much a dance, a winter dance, but more of a song, perhaps a winter song. It's certainly one that many people associate with winter, which is Greensleeves. And this arrangement we're going to perform for you by Alfred features some really gorgeous writing, and especially in the inner lines you'll hear a lot of these beautiful colors kind of moving through the groups. You'll hear the euphoniums play the melody first, and then they'll kind of pass it around to different sections. So without further ado, please enjoy Greensleeves. Thank you so much. Isn't that such a beautiful piece? Yeah, we really enjoy getting to play that. Speaking of really lovely pieces, the next work we have for you on our program, Winter Light, is a really beautiful, evocative picture of what it's like to experience all the many different kinds of light during these dark days of winter. And you'll hear everything in this piece from like the gleam of sunlight on fresh snow that's just fallen to like a nice cozy fireplace to seeing holiday lights that are kind of lighting up your neighborhood. So many different kinds of lights. So with that, you'll hear lots of these little sparkly textures in the beginning, from the woodwinds to the piano. Then things kind of start to get brighter with this more pointillistic kind of a section. There's a really gorgeous part where the woodwinds kind of pass off these flowing lines of eighth notes to each other underneath this lovely lyrical melody that you'll hear in the low winds and brass. And then the piece just ends with this awesome celebratory fanfare. On a related note, Matt Wasson, the composer of this piece that you'll hear, is actually a local. He's a band director over at Mount Tacoma High School in Tacoma, go Matt, and we actually went to school together at the University of Puget Sound, so it's really exciting to get to program this work, and we've had a lot of fun working on this, so please enjoy Winter Light by Matt Wasson. Thank you so much. Our next piece, we'll get back to our dance theme here. American Riversongs is a wonderful little piece that has 3 distinct sections and styles, following the kind of fast, slow, fast format of many similar works. As the name implies, these 3 tunes that each section explores are American folk songs that were popularized in the first half of the 1800s when the rivers and the waterways were kind of like the highways of the era. And so they're really important in fostering commerce and industry and community, cultural connection in those days. And so this is a super fun piece to play. We definitely have a blast, and it's super fun to listen to. So here is American Riversongs by Pierre. Thank you. Our next work is a short little arrangement of the Sorcerer's Apprentice by the French composer Paul Dukas. And although Dukas wrote many other wonderful works, he's probably best known for writing this piece, which of course was popularized even further by its inclusion in the original Fantasia movie in 1940 with Mickey Mouse. And so I loved that as a kid growing up, and so this is kind of fun to play. You may already be familiar with this piece, but you'll hear this kind of mysterious opening with the main melodic motive played by the solo trumpet, and then the oboe, and then the flute in the opening. And then the Sorcerer's Apprentice ends up enchanting the broomstick to do his chores for him, which we've all been there, right? And then it really starts to kind of like dance along, and it gets more and more frantic until the apprentice realizes he can't stop the magic. And then it all comes to a head, and then the sorcerer returns and breaks the spell, and then it winds down quietly until the very end. And so this is really, really fun. So please enjoy and immerse yourself in this tale, imagine along with us, and we'll perform the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Thank you. This next work was originally written for choir, for 6 voices actually, and you'll hear the main chorale played just twice. The first time the melody starts and ends in C minor, but the second time it starts in C minor and then ends up in the relative major key of E flat major. If you love listening to choral music, I highly recommend checking out the choral version of this piece because it's just gorgeous. It's really, really wonderful. It's so simple, but it's just so beautiful. So if you're looking for some fun tracks for your weekend, check out Salvation's Created. This arrangement for wind ensemble, features some really gorgeous writing for the low winds and the horns, and you'll hear the timpani as well. Mr. Moments is certainly well loved in the band room, so please enjoy Salvation is Created. our next piece isn't too wintry nor too dancey, unless you count the Duel of the Fates as like a kind of dance, I don't know. But we thought it'd be fun to include this super fun arrangement of some of John Williams' works. You'll hear music from Star Wars with the main theme and then the Duel of the Fates, as well as the theme from Jurassic Park and the theme from E.T. So just for fun, here's John Williams' movie Avengers. The musical material used in folk dances, our last work, was originally written by Dmitri Shostakovich as part of a four-movement suite for orchestra, and the music that makes up folk dances is from the kind of scherzo movement of that work, the third movement, which is called the Dance of Youth. And just like young kids dancing, this piece kind of starts at a medium tempo, but it gets faster and faster and more excited throughout. So I want to thank you all so much for coming to our performance this evening, and we really hope to see you at our upcoming performances in the future. We're planning to hold our next concert in March, as Corey mentioned. That'll be the Young Artist Concert, so please stay tuned for the date of that performance, which will be coming soon. If you're feeling inspired by the music that you're hearing and by these amazing musicians, this wonderful group of people on stage, and you'd be interested in supporting them directly, again, please feel free to consider making a contribution. There's a place in the lobby where you can do that so that we can continue to share our music with all of you and with the community. And again, I'll remind you also, we have a super fun reception after the concert with some treats, so please stick around if you're able. We'd love to come say hi to you, and thank you for coming to our concert. So let's do folk dances. And there may or may not be a surprise after folk dances.
Thank you.